Nobody puts baby in the corner. I did. I put all my babies in the corner and they can stay there too. And you know what the best part is? They don't make a peep about it. Hello, frog fans. Sorry, Bunny. Bunny rabbit underneath my desk. I scared the crap out of her. Not literally, but that does happen sometimes. Such an elegant opening. Alright, well anyways, today I decided to do a bit of a different video. I am going to paint, and since I so often run out of things to talk about, I have decided that while I paint, I'm going to answer some Google autocompletes about reborns. So I've seen other YouTubers do this about different things. Usually it's about themselves. They'll type in their name and then are or is or something like that, and you know, see what comes up. And most of the autocompletes that I think come up, I'm probably able to answer myself. So let's do that. Before I get into that, I should get one of the babies down to work on. We've got the little fairy baby. She's done her mottling, so put some blue tone on her. Make those features come out. Some blue undertones. Wow, that's been sitting there for a while. All the paint has separated. Okay, let's get right into this. So, the first one I did was Are Reborn, and then the first one that pops up is Are Reborn Dolls Healthy? This one does and doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's more of that stereotype that anyone who collects dolls over the age of, like, 10 is automatically crazy. And, you know, I don't remember if I filmed any of it, but I know I made a video at least talking about the one time I went to go see my specialist, my psychiatric specialist. And just because someone has a psychiatric specialist doesn't mean they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. For me, I see a psychiatric specialist about my anxiety and depression. And the one time I brought my personal collection baby, Fox, I brought him in the stroller. Right into the office, went right in, and when he asked me whose baby it was, I told him and I showed him, and he thought that it was a very healthy hobby and a very healthy outlet for me. So there you go, straight from a health professional. And he even saw, like, me with the whole 9 yards with the stroller and everything. Didn't even question. No question at all. So I think when you get someone who has actually gone through extensive schooling about the human mental health system, is that right? I don't know. You would think when they give it the go-ahead, you can stop being so judgmental. And not to mention, I've brought this up plenty of times. If someone actually does collect reborn dolls and thinks it's actually a real baby and can never put it down, has to feed it around the clock, change its diaper regularly, like literally cannot stop treating it like a real baby, and there is something wrong with them mentally, then why are we judging them and being so mean to them? Because then they actually have a mental issue, and they are sick, and that's not something you should be making fun of them for. That is a very, very small population of people who collect these dolls, but I've never understood the such negativity towards those people because they are sick. I gotta find a better brush for this. The one thing I didn't think about this setup is now I can't see the brush stand properly. Bring it down here to get a better view. There's a certain brush I'm thinking of, but I can't find it. This one will do. Finish cleaning this up a little bit, and I'll look at the next one. Okay, next. Our reborn masks made in Canada. Okay, so there's a couple of things that go through my brain when I try to process this. So it's there either is a brand of, there's a company out there that's just called Reborn, and they make face masks, or they're talking about the people who take pictures of their reborn dolls wearing masks. And I don't think there's anyone that actually makes official reborn doll masks, and I don't know if they're I don't think anyone actually makes masks specifically for reborns, and there is no such thing as infant masks because babies aren't supposed to wear masks. It's a health hazard for them. Depends on who you ask. Children under 2 or 3, depends on, I've heard both, aren't supposed to wear masks. But, yeah, this question seems a little bit random. I don't know where it came from, if people are actually searching this, or if something went a little wonky in the Google engine. Yeah, I don't know, but I would say don't take your reborn out in public with a mask on if they look very realistic, because we don't want to be spreading, like, we don't want anyone to see a reborn with a mask on, think it's a real baby, and then put a mask on their real baby, because their baby could suffocate. Next question. Are reborn babies real? They exist, yes. I'm not too sure who is searching this and why they're asking that question. I think, well, it didn't say reborn dolls, it said reborn babies, but like they're dolls, and I think it's pretty, like, I don't know why you would question, like, if they're asking are reborn babies real babies, then, like, are they alive? I don't know why someone's asking that. I don't know why anyone would have second thoughts about that, but, no, but in the sense of what the question is asking, are reborn babies real? They do exist, yes. They exist. It is a thing. I make money off of it. And it is so hard to paint these teeny tiny babies. Like, I'm one of those people who says, you know, like, there is no such thing as a stupid question. There is such thing as a arrogant question, or not arrogant, what's the word? Ignorant question? Like, are reborn babies real? That just sort of seems like a question that you, like, it's like you didn't think about it before you asked it. Okay, are reborn dolls real? Basically the same thing. Are reborn dolls anatomically correct? My brain. The brain and the tongue work together. No, they don't. Not in my body. Okay, so basically, do reborn dolls have private bits? There are such thing as full-bodied reborn dolls that do have genitals. I think most times when someone's thinking of anatomically correct, they're probably more thinking of a silicone doll, because there are more usually than not, silicone dolls are full-bodied and they do have the bits, but there are full-bodied reborn vinyl dolls. If it's not made of vinyl, it's not technically a reborn doll. It's technically a silicone. And there are gendered belly plates, which is not attached to the doll itself, but it's just an extra piece of vinyl that you can put on the doll for pictures, or some people keep them on the dolls under their outfits. And some of them do have the naked bits, but more often than not, reborn dolls do not have all of the bits and boops, so to say, of a real baby. Usually, the body is all cloth, and the diaper area is all cloth as well, and does not have any details. But, you know, full-body reborn dolls are out there. Usually they're a lot harder to get your hands on, they're a lot more expensive, and I would say probably a lot of the times, unless it's a new kit, you're probably going to have to get a custom with an artist to get one, because they are harder to paint. Are reborn dolls made in China? Okay, now this could be a controversial answer to this question, but for the larger part, I would say no, avoid buying reborns from China. I'm not saying that there are no reborn artists stationed in China, because there could be, but do your research and do it carefully, because often the counterfeit reborn doll kits, what happens is there are artists. So there's an artist, who's her sculptor? I forget the sculptor for this doll, but the sculptor for this doll is Ann Timmerman. So Ann Timmerman sculpted this doll, and then she sent it to a factory to get molded and turned into vinyl doll kits, and then artists purchase the kits and paint them. This is an authentic kit, an authentic reborn doll. Now, people often in China, I have nothing wrong with China, I have nothing wrong with Chinese people. This is not a race thing, it's just a fact thing that usually the counterfeit kits come from China. So people will take the doll kit, they will buy a official doll kit like this one, and they will make their own mold, and then they will start making copies. And those copies are not authentic reborn dolls. They are illegal, it is counterfeiting, it is copyright infringement, and it is not okay, because Ann Timmerman didn't give her permission for them to be doing that, and that is devastating to artists who are sculptors like her. I'm just using Ann Timmerman and her kit as an example. I'm not sure if people are doing it to her kits. They probably are. Almost all big reborn sculptors have illegal copies being made of their work, which is awful. I know that, who is it? Ping Lao has had a lot of counterfeited copies made of her work. And it can be hard to tell what is counterfeited work, especially if it's a counterfeit kit painted already. It's easier to tell if it's a counterfeit kit that you're buying, but if it's already a painted doll, it can be harder to tell. But, yeah, as a rule of thumb, I would definitely be careful buying kits from China, and I would be careful buying dolls from China as well. Again, it's not a race thing, it's just that's often where the counterfeit kits come from. It's not that counterfeit kits don't come from anywhere else, because they probably do, but the large majority of them are produced in China. Are reborn dolls creepy? That's your prerogative, baby. I mean, this is a opinion question, I guess. It is a tiny bit offensive. It depends on how you say it. I have had people call the dolls creepy in a very rude way. I've also had people go like, oh man, oh, you've got a severed head in your hand, that's kind of creepy, man. And I'm like, yeah, it is kind of creepy. Or, they'll be looking at the doll, and they'll be laughing and smiling and be like touching the hand and being like, oh my god, it looks so real, it feels so real, oh my god, I'm so creeped out. And, that doesn't offend me, but there is a way that people have said and do say the dolls are creepy that do kind of offend me. It does kind of offend me. But there's also a level of creepiness that comes with making the dolls. And, when you're looking at this doll when you encounter one of the very realistic dolls for the first time, and in your brain, up until the person tells you that it's not a real baby, in your brain you're thinking, oh, what a cute baby, that's a real baby, and all of a sudden they're like, it's a doll, and your brain's going, what? It doesn't work, my brain hurts. And it gives you it gives you the creepy vibes. And that I can understand, because your brain is doing a 180. And then there's the alternative dolls, like my zombie Luna, and when people call her creepy, I'm like, yep, she is. She's a little creepster. A little spook. Little cute, not a creepy. But yeah, I would say overall that's more of an opinion than an actual answerable question. Ow. My not funny bone. Where are all my round brushes? Excuse me. Okay, can reborn babies go in water? N-O spells no, absolutely not. This question probably comes from silicones. Again, silicones, not technically reborns. They can be included in your sort of like reborn doll collection, but they are made of two different materials. They're two very different things. Silicones can go in water. Reborn dolls, absolutely not. Keep them away. They will multiply. Like gremlins, just kidding. They will get ruined. So in my care sheet instructions, which is basically, a piece of paper I send with the doll that tells people, what can you do with the doll, like, not what you can, what you should and shouldn't do with the doll to keep it in its best shape possible. Basically, a disclaimer, me going, if you do this with the doll and it gets wrecked, it's not on me. I told you so. But also, giving people the right information to keep the doll they bought as beautiful as possible for as long as possible, because they can, their paint can start to wear down after a while, depending on what you do with it. I think that's all her blue shading for her face for now. But on it, I do include a section on water, which is like, absolutely never put your doll in water. The limbs, like the vinyl parts and the paint on the vinyl shouldn't be affected by water, but that's not a guarantee that it won't be affected by water, especially, with any chemicals that might be in that water. Like, that's kind of an up to you thing. I've done a video in a pool where I put my doll Fox's feet in the water. I also, thoroughly dried him off afterwards, but, that's sort of like what risk do you want to take sort of thing. But I would say absolutely never get your reborn doll's body wet. I'm losing my voice here. Yeah, never get the cloth body wet. That is a recipe for mold. And, nobody wants that, because bodies aren't that expensive, but, you don't want to have to be buying a new one, and then you have to replace all of the materials inside, and if the mold starts to grow on the inside of the limbs, I don't know what you'd do. That would probably mean that your doll is now garbage. So, yeah, no water. No way. Keep it away. It is a gremlin. It cannot have water, and you can't feed it after midnight. Last part was a joke, obviously. Can reborn dolls get wet? No. Can reborn dolls go in water? No. That's the exact same question as before. No. Do reborn babies poop? I know exactly where this one came from, because not so much today, I don't think, but like a couple of years ago in the reborn YouTube community, it was common to make reborn poop videos, which was basically they would take their reborns, put a diaper on them, and make sort of like a diaper changing video. And they would put like some sort of fake poop substitute inside the doll's diaper, which was never really my thing. I did watch a few of them because, you know, it was big in the community, but that's probably where that question comes from. But again, you know, kind of use your brain. How would they make it work? And no, there is no such thing as a pooping doll. Even silicones don't. I don't know why I'm shading the toes so detailed, because I'm just going to put black over it later. I'm planning to make her toes black. I'm making her into a dark fairy. Okay, let's do one more question. Do reborn babies cry? Thank God, no. I guess there probably is some sort of mechanism, like sound box, that you can buy to put in them to make them, like you can push it and they sound like they're crying. No, as a general statement, no, reborn dolls don't cry because they're not real babies, and a lot fewer people would have them if they did. If my dolls start to spontaneously cry, I'm running for the hills because we've got a whole, you know, possession, evil, demonic spirit thing going on in here, and I'm not for it. I'm not here for it, you guys. Don't want it. Don't need it. Don't want it. If I wanted something that was going to wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis, I would have had a real kid, okay? I like being able to throw them in a corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I did. I put all my babies in the corner and they can stay there too. And you know what the best part is? They don't make a peep about it. You can stay there, babies. Okay, well, I do tend to paint slower when I'm yapping. So, I've barely gotten anything done. Although, I probably would have gotten a lot further on different stages because this shading is a very time-consuming, nitpicky stage, but I don't want this video to lag on forever. It probably already is, and I'm losing my voice from talking so much. But anyways, we're just going to finish blending out her leg crease here. And anyways, I hope that clears up some potential questions. I don't know, I just thought it would give me something to talk about. Might have been a little bit fun. Had a few laughs at a couple of them. I might do a few more in the future. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Share your comments, opinions, whatever's. Tell me about your reborn life below. And that's all for now. Keep living the frogling's life. Bye. Bye. I'm dumb. Bye.